The truth is, energy prices don't have to be as high as they are. We can drive them down with an energy policy that develops domestic resources in an environmentally sensitive manner while pursuing renewable energy sources for a sustainable energy future. A bold energy strategy includes domestic exploration, conservation, and development of a variety of renewable sources like wind, solar, geothermal, and biofuels. This way, everyone wins. If government leaders truly care about the Americans they are paid to represent, they'll work to keep the cost of energy as low as possible, while also keeping our air and water clean. Instead of depending on foreign energy, we can get oil and natural gas right here at home. The US and Canada are sitting on the largest oil and natural gas reserves in the world, over 1 trillion barrels of proven energy reserves. The Keystone Pipeline, awaiting President Obama's approval, will safely transport oil from the shale oil fields of Canada to the refineries of the southern United States. This will help keep energy resources within our hemisphere, provide a major source of affordable energy, and reduce our dependence on Middle Eastern oil. In addition, it will create tens of thousands of American jobs. To start off, we need a healthcare system where health insurers compete for our business, forcing them to keep their prices down. And then we need to make prices transparent, so people know how much they're paying for the services they're using. We need to allow small businesses to pool together to offer healthcare at lower prices. We need to allow Americans to buy policies across state lines, to foster more competition so we can bring prices down and encourage greater quality of care. We need to promote wellness and prevention by giving employers greater flexibility to reward their employees for healthy lifestyles. Right now, the tax code penalizes Americans who have to buy their own health insurance. What would be fairer would be to provide insurance tax credits for all Americans, not just employers, so they have the resources to buy the plans of their choice. We need to empower patients to choose, through competing health plans, the kind of insurance that's best for them. Competition will do a better job of controlling costs and providing quality of care than heavy-handed Washington regulations. We all want a healthy America, and when Americans get sick, we all want them to receive the best care possible, and we all want that care to be affordable. We need to focus on healthcare reforms that will increase affordability, treat everyone fairly, and provide the flexibility for Americans to make the best healthcare decisions for themselves and their families. A doctor facing a break-even or a deficit situation might decide to limit how many Medicare patients she takes, or the amount of time spent with each patient. Reduced access to physicians and lower quality care is not an acceptable solution. It's not fair for the government to be limiting patient access to doctors. And it's really not fair that people who have paid into Medicare all through their working years face an uncertain health insurance future. Medicare is a benefit that our seniors have earned. So here's a better idea for protecting Medicare. Let's keep it from going broke, because if it's broke, it can't help anyone. To keep costs in check, we need to give future Medicare recipients the flexibility to shop for the best coverage among a set of quality plans, plans that would compete for their business and that offer guaranteed minimum benefits. Something similar has been tried in one part of Medicare, and it's actually succeeded. The truth is, we can't just tax our way out of the budget mess we're in. Sending more money to Washington, whether it comes from your pocket or from Donald Trump's, will not create jobs and grow the economy. It will just make the government bigger. And what we need to do is control spending. And we need to grow our economy. Most parents have figured out how to squeeze a penny till it screams for mercy, but wouldn't it be nice to ease that burden a little? That's why some lawmakers have proposed allowing families to keep more of their paychecks by replacing the variety of child credits with a single $4,000 credit per child. That way, middle-class parents could keep more of their own money to pay for the costs of raising their children up to age 18. That means more money available for clothing, childcare, tuition, and food. In case you're wondering, this tax credit is not another government handout. The child tax credit is for working parents to be able to keep more of their hard-earned dollars for their families. Parents have taken on the awesome challenge and financial burden of raising the next generation. There are so many regulations that it's getting to the point that it's too hard to start a small business, or for current businesses to hire new employees. If you want to start a landscaping business, all you should need is a lawnmower, not an accountant and a lawyer to help you hack through all the red tape before setting up shop. With all the red tape, with the tax increases coming, with the Obamacare mandates, it's simpler for employers to keep their businesses small, which translates into fewer jobs. With all the demands on our federal budget and record levels of debt and deficit spending, I think those taxpayer dollars could be better spent elsewhere. While the party faithful party on, children and families across America struggle with life-limiting and debilitating diseases such as autism, Down syndrome, and leukemia. Research has vastly improved management and treatment of these and other conditions, but we can always do better, and ultimately, we'd like to find cures. But that costs money. The Kids First Research Act, which has support from both parties in Congress, would eliminate the presidential campaign funding checkbox on tax returns. In its place would be a new voluntary checkbox authorizing spending for pediatric research at the National Institutes of Health. The legislation would increase federal funding for research to identify causes of and develop treatments for diseases that affect children. Our children's health should be a national priority, and the time is ripe to make this change. Many of these very talented individuals, when they are required to leave by the U.S. government, either end up becoming America's direct competitors or go to work for our overseas competitors. For America, this does not make sense. Indeed, the American economy would be better off if these immigrants were available to stay here and work for our companies, instead of heading home to India, Brazil, China, and elsewhere to compete against us.